The edit of this needs to keep the tracker in the corner and a ding every time there is a shout out in this video, because we've shouted out Target, Grandma Trinity, we've shouted out the cousin.
I do love Target.
Hey everybody, I'm Joey Nolfi with Entertainment Weekly, here chatting with the cast of RuPaul's Drag Race Season 17, and I am no woman of science like Crystal Method hammering a wig on a wooden table, but I can tell you from a technology perspective that you cannot adjust your screen to get rid of the perpetual sparkle that you are seeing right now. Please welcome, ahead of her Drag Race debut, Miss Jewel Sparkles. How are you?
Hi, Joey. Oh my God, I am so fab. How are you?
I'm doing fab now that I am in your presence. You look amazing.
Thank you so much.
Is this, is the reference, is it Ariana or is it a fembot?
Both.
Oh, it's both.
She was referencing fembot.
That's true. Oh,
so I
yeah,
was like,
stupid.
Well,
yes.
Yeah. Hello, both.
Now, I want to start with you by highlighting your gorgeous Instagram feed. You have such a stunning presence online.
God. Oh.
There's such beauty and glam in your photos. You all need to go check it out. And the first thing in your Instagram bio, you do identify yourself as forever that.
Oh, forever.
Forever
and always, okay? I will always be that. It was self-proclaimed, but I feel like it sticks. Like, you know what? I feel like since it's self-proclaimed, it's even better, you know?
I love that you're like, it was self-proclaimed.
It was,
like,
it was.
So forever that in perpetuity. So exactly how is she serving in perpetuity forever and ever?
Well, you know, I was born with a certificate on my birth certificate that said that. And I wrote it. Like
You also wrote it?
I wrote it, yes. It was me that wrote that. And every single day I wake up and I just try to, like, you know, make sure I remind myself that I wrote that when I was just a little baby doll. And every single day I just, you know, I live that and remind myself, you are that. You told yourself, you wrote it, and it's real. Ding.
It was self-proclaimed, even from
birth.
birth.
It was from birth, honey. My mother looked at me, the first thing she goes, you are.
But wait, that means it's not self-proclaimed. That means it's proclaimed by your mother.
Well, I just self-proclaimed it.
Oh, yes, you did. Okay. Yeah. We're at the math, the science. See, I told you I wasn't a woman of science like Crystal Method. This is too much science.
Neither of us are scientists. Neither of us. We didn't come here to serve science.
Exactly. You are the experiment because you are the fembot. You are not
I
the
am
scientist.
the experiment. Clock it, Joey.
Look at us. We brought it around. We brought it around. Now, it does make sense, though, that you are serving this much because you are the drag granddaughter of...
Drag, technically, yes. I am her drag granddaughter. And
yes.
She's going to love to hear that. Hi, grandmother.
Grandma, well, I didn't even say did I say your name yet? Trinity the Duck?
Hi, Grandma Trinity.
How many times can we say it, do you think, would it take to get under her skin?
Well, Grandmother Trinity hates when I call her Grandmother Trinity, but she is grandmother. So grandmother, granny, abuelita, her Latina adopted granddaughter says hi.
Seven times, Grandma Trinity.
Lucky number, 17.
Yay.
We're close.
So that means you're also related to Sam Starr?
Yes, Sam Starr is technically my auntie, my very old auntie. I'm her niece.
Lovely. Wait, so what is the story of how you entered this drag family, and what is it like having Trinity as a grandmother?
It's a really embarrassing story. So I started doing drag. I was like a year into my drag, 2 years, maybe a year and a half into my drag career, and I just wanted to like try new things. And I saw this flyer going around for what I thought was a bar competition. It was called Florida Entertainer of the Year. Which, if you didn't know,
I thought it was a bar.
I was ignorant. I thought it was a bar competition. It's one of the most prestigious pageants in the world. And so I was like, okay, period. Trinity was on the flyer, Chantel Sparkles was on the flyer, and Kylie Sonique Love was on the flyer. And girl, the flyer was fierce.
A casual bar lineup.
Yeah, I was like, this sounds like a cool competition. I thought it was like a open stage moment. So I paid my dues. I signed up. There was a big fee, like a big prize. I was like, oh, girl, I'm going to sign up for this and I'm going to win. And then I treated it like an episode of Drag Race. I was like, my presentation will be my entrance, prepping myself for the show. And I did all my own hair. Like I got like a dress lent to me. And yeah, and I honestly was so stupid. Not stupid. I won't say stupid. I was naive. But I did it with love. And Trinity and Chantel were in the audience. Chantel's Trinity's drag daughter. And I did not win. But I did place top 5 for like my very first time competing in a pageant. That was kind of sickening.
At the bar.
So it was at a bar. It was at a bar.
Okay, it was at the bar. Yes, it was.
And so, yeah, they were like, she's so clueless, but we need to help her. And so now I am the Latina Tuck, I guess. I don't know.
You are cracking me up so bad. Every once in a while, you know, that queen just comes along where it's just like the energy is just like everything she's going to say is going to make me, I feel like we found her.
Oh, I do love
season.
that.
Yes.
Yes, honey.
So did Trinity give you any advice or help you with anything?
Oh my
for this
God,
season?
she gave me so much good advice. I think one of the things that she said that really stuck with me throughout the whole competition was, there will always be someone worse than you. And I thought about that every single day. I was like, okay, girl, you know what? Be yourself, be fierce, but there will always be someone worse than you.
Who was it this season?
All of them.
The one.
Clock it! All of them! Oh my God. I'm joking. I'm
not
joking.
She's not joking.
I'm just kidding. It was Sam.
Sam. Well, you're allowed to say that because Sam's in your family.
Exactly.
So, yes.
Yeah.
So on your own though, enough talking about Grandma Trinity.
Yeah,
we'll
no.
just get one more in there,
Bye,
Grandma
Grandma.
Trinity. So on your own, the makeup, the mug, it's flawless. What is your background in makeup and fashion and like your overall approach to the art form?
I am self-taught. I taught myself how to do makeup. You know, my cousin, it all started on a trip. I was at Puerto Rico. My family's Puerto Rican. Shout out Puerto Rico.
Yes.
Puerto Rico. So my cousin Alondra, shout out Alondra, she was like, you need to watch RuPaul's Drag Race. It was like in high school. And I was like, I am not watching that gay show. I have no interest. I was like, it's just not for me. But in my mind, she was just clocking my tea because she knew how gay I was. And I was like, I'm not gonna watch that because I felt like that was like crossing a gay line.
I got you.
So she was like, okay, well, if you don't want to watch it, that's fine. But I'm gonna put it on TV and you can sit there and, you know, look at the walls if you want. And she sat me down and forced me to watch it. And I remember my life changed. My life changed after I watched it. And it was like all these light bulbs went off. I was like, holy, like I had this guilty feeling inside. I was like, that is what I was put here to do. You know, like it was like, oh my God, everything just made sense. Like everything that I had ever gone through in my life, bam, that's what it is. And so I took that feeling and ran with it. And as soon as I got home from that trip to Puerto Rico, from Puerto Rico to home, back from Puerto Rico, I went to Target. I bought myself makeup and I practiced my makeup. And I stole makeup actually from my theater department at school.
Naturally.
And I just started doing makeup every single day, following a different Drag Race YouTube. You know, they used to do the Cosmo Queens. Shout out Cosmo Queens.
Yeah.
So I used to follow those. And yeah, I mean, here we are, it's full circle. A few years later,
We went
it
on
is
quite a journey.
wild. Yeah.
Quite a journey.
Is that too much?
It's always the cool cousins that know though, right?
She just knew. She was the cousin who like we role play together. I'd be like, oh, but I'm gonna be a girl when we play. Like I'm gonna be the girl. I'm gonna be your sister.
You're singing Gaga and Shallow.
Right. Like
not
we were
Bradley.
fighting over who was gonna sing Christina Aguilera's part. You know, it was like that was the cousin. So yes.
So shout out to her. What was her name again?
Alondra. Shout out Alondra.
Shout out to her.
Promise
Shout out to her.
her.
How does she feel now that you're on the show?
She is gagged. I mean, I remember she told me, she was like, if you ever get on Drag Race, I'll straight with you, because that was my thing. But
So
now,
talking to your ghost.
but now, you know, hey girl, how you doing? We did it. Ah.
So are there any, when it comes to makeup and fashion, are there any styles that you gravitate toward? Like, do you like to stick to one lane or?
Absolutely. I mean, I feel like I do a little bit of everything, but I feel like my favorite kind of style to do is like Priscilla Presley meets Ariana Grande. Like that's kind of like my two biggest inspos. And so that's kind of like where my drag lives most of the time, but not all the time, honey. I do give diversity, okay? I'm not gonna do the same thing every time.
Yeah, well, I'm just like, were there any like signature makeup elements that, like, I noticed you have some
Yes.
the crystals around your eyes right now.
So this crease is my signature crease. I do a graphic liner because I couldn't figure out eyeshadow for a long time. Like when I started doing drag, I
Very
was like,
difficult.
it was hard. Blending eyeshadow is hard. Shout out to the girls who blend eyeshadow because that is hard. I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna like crease it out. I just took an eyeliner, creased it, and just, and that's what it is now.
Yeah.
And I love it.
How did Michelle feel about the signature look?
She loved it. She never gave it. I got nothing but love.
Great.
For my makeup. Thank God. Thank God. Shout out Michelle.
Yes. We need to, the edit of this needs to keep the tracker in the corner and a ding every time there is a shout out in this video, because we've shouted out Target, Grandma Trinity, we've shouted out the cousin.
I do love Target.
Yeah,
Shout out Target.
Yes. In terms of fashion, I have seen you do everything from like really glamorous gowns to being fully covered in blood as Megan Fox from Jennifer's Body.
That is tea.
I love that look. I really love
Thank
it.
you.
So what can you tease about your runways on the show?
I think you just tease it yourself. I'm gonna give you lots of variety, and it's gonna be very every single look. The ferocity and index maxed. Like it doesn't get, I don't think it gets more than my looks, honestly. But that's just my opinion and the opinion of the judges, so. And my co-stars.
Yes. Everybody.
Kidding.
So you also list model as a profession on your socials. So are you a signed model?
That was manifestation. I'm waiting for that to happen, okay? I model in my room. I model at the club. I model, you know, all places that, you know, I have access to. But that's manifestation. I'm not a signed model, but it will happen. I will be a signed model. And yeah, not every model is discovered. I'm still getting discovered.
Well, there's that reminds me of that meme from a while back. It's like, who's your agency Instagram?
Yeah, I'm my own agent. I'm my own pimp. I'm my own manager. I am, you know, my own superstar.
You really are cracking me up a lot. So did you feel that the other girls were like intimidated by your looks this season?
Yes, I do think they were. I think they were intimidated by, you know, just my aura.
Yeah.
My very determined aura.
Speaking of that aura, what is the aura you're giving on stage, performance-wise?
Like I said, it's very, it's a aura. Shout out. It's a aura. I like to really, you know, give a show.
Okay.
Give a performance. Come watch me and find out. How about that? Follow me on Instagram and find out.
Love it. Well, a little tease that I did love that you put, well, it's not really a performance. Well, I guess it is a performance in itself. It's experimental art, we'll say, as a video that I found of you. There is a hilarious viral video of you trying to tip Elsa in the Frozen ride at Epcot, and I am a huge theme park girly, so like when I saw that, I was like, this is the one. It has over 1.2 million views.
This is tea.
And it's counting for sure. So can you tell me about filming that on the ride that day?
Listen, one thing about me, I will always tip my local drag queens. And so when I was at Disney World, this animatronic was just so sickening. I had to pull $1 out, and but she didn't take it. But I had to at least attempt it. She was just serving too much up on that, you know, castle that she was doing.
Yeah.
And sometimes, you know, she glitches. But that day, not a glitch in sight. It was at least $2, maybe $3.
Are we gonna give her a shout?
Shout out Elsa! Shout out Elsa! Oh, my favorite ice queen.
So one more question I have for you about Miss Elsa and the Epcot ride. What was the reaction like of the people sitting around you in that moment?
Girl, families were looking me and my sisters up and down like, can I say They were like, they turned around and they looked at us and said that, I'm pretty sure, in their heads. It was fierce. Like, they were not, they weren't into it.
Shout out to the families that were...
I was gonna say shout out to something else.
Shout out. Do it, say it.
Shout out to the...
Love to hear it. Jules, this was so fun. I really enjoyed getting to know you in this interview, and I look forward to many, many more interviews in the future because this was a really good time. So thank you.
I had so much fun with you.
I did as well. Yes, thank you very much, and stay tuned for more with the cast of RuPaul's Drag Race Season 17, who we'll shout out right now.
Shout out to the cast of Season 17.